Hello children, good evening. Class 10th, again I am back with the new topic from a same chapter. I think around 80% we have covered, but rest of the other things we have to cover. I think you are okay, you are staying at home, you are well, you are staying healthy also. So please stay healthy and stay sanitized, as well as you have to conduct your classes. And I think tomorrow I will conduct one Zoom class, live class, that your doubts, whatever your doubts will be, that has to be cleared, right? And another thing, that both the sections I will just together I will take, and boys and girls together. So I hope it will be very nice. I think you will interact with me, so it will be a very nice experience. It will gonna be a very nice experience. So today let we will not waste the time, and we will start our topics. Okay, today class 10 children, your topic will be, today I'm starting from the I think up to land degradation and conservation measures. Today we will start from the land degradation and conservation measures. Land degradation, that they have said why how many uses lands are, and how we are using the lands. Okay, we are using the lands in the different way, that they have explained it very nicely. I think you got it, and please go through the videos in detail. If you have any doubt, I repeated time said, again I am saying that if you have any doubt, please stay connect with me, and please interact, so it will be very much helpful. And children, please don't do any type of yes ma'am, no ma'am, this type of comment over there in the group. So it will be very irritating, and our phone memory also being full for that. So please don't do it. Whatever the important things, if you have any doubts, queries, anything, personally also you can call me, and you can in the group also you can put the questions. Through some way I will find it out, either audio, either video, either or calling, through the calling. I think tomorrow there will be Zoom class. I don't think so. After that you should not have any type of doubt, right? So today we will start. We will not waste the time, and we will start the topic. I have already told about, there are 28% of the at present we have land at different type of using we have. Okay, according to the different states, lands degradation means the quality down of the land quality down. How it has been, I have already been said that agricultural activities, if repeated time agricultural activities has been done in the same land, so definitely it will also create some harm to that particular type of land. Okay, and also whenever we are using that different type, I think in the mountainous region you have already seen that in the mountains, whenever runoffs means whenever water is in a high amount, it's running off from up slopes to down slopes. So that time so many, it washed away so many small particles. With that also soil degradation process has been goes on over there. Okay, so first and foremost, 95% of our basic needs for food, shelter, and clothing, this these activity we are doing. Why we are doing? Because of these are our basic needs, and we have to do it. We should not compromise with that. Now these days also, wherever we are facing the so much of problem, the world is facing the pandemic. I think each and every day I'm talking about all these pandemics and all. I should talk, because these are our real situations. These we cannot be these will not be means ignore, right? So these situations, it's definitely having some harm, so definitely it also having some benefits. Okay, so human activities are not only brought about the degradation of land, but also have aggravated the place of natural forces and caused the damage of land. Aggravated means so many forces are also activated within that, water coming, land coming, within that aggravated forces means those who are erosion process has been doing. Okay, erosion process means those who are eroding the land, means making down the slopes, the down. Okay, what are they? Water will be there, glaciers will be there, wind will be there. So these are the processes which has been going on, and which are generally been degraded. I will not going for explanation, because you have already been learned, I think class 7, right? So as per, there is 130 millions of hectares of degraded land of India. Approximately 28% we are having the degraded land. Okay, category. 56% of the water eroded area, rest of the other affected by the saline alkaline deposits. Water eroded area means due to the flood, due to the water, anyhow through water only it has been eroded, 56%. and rest of the others how, 1 2 words again you will get. One will be saline, another will be alkaline. Saline will be whenever in the soil the salt content will be very much, it is called saline. And whether in the soil there will be very much clay particles, that we are calling it the alkaline. Alkaline soils are different kind, that I will not go for any classifications. Okay, so these are the general view. If you want to write in the book beside saline and alkaline, that words beside that, the what is the meaning, you can write it down. And other activities, human activities, what are they? Please note it down and please point it out. Deforestation. Deforestation means we are cutting down the trees and forests. Second, overgrazing. Overgrazing means animals, if the animals amounts are more and the grazing processes are more going on in a particular area, it's over. Means whatever the capability will be there, that will be more than that. So definitely it will be called as overgrazing. Third and fourth will be mining and quarrying. These difference I will tell you very nicely. Just if you want to note it down, you can. Mining is a process which has been done in the inside of the earth and to collect the minerals, okay, or metals, right? Second, quarrying. What is quarrying? Quarrying is that type of process which same like mining, but under the surface mining processes are going on, but quarrying processes are going on over the surface to collect the metals, collect the stones, collect the rocks, right? So if you want to write, you can write it down. It's a extracting of mineral. Quarrying is the extracting of mineral directly from the surface, not from inside of the earth. But mining is a process which is extracting the minerals from inside of the earth, right? So this is the basic difference between the that quarrying as well as the mining. Next, please move on in the next paragraph. Mining sites are abundant, having been deforested. Abdonated means mostly the land has been erosion process are going on. Okay, excavation work means you can able to see anywhere if road processes are going on, any type of excavation to digging up the soil is going on, it's called excavation. That has been done mechanically through the JCBs, through the different type of machineries. I don't know, I will not go in detail for that. So which is putting some cases the soil, the scars means the different type of lines or different type of stretches on the earth surface, right? So another one more thing I will tell you, please note it down and please underline. Jharkhand in India, some states like Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, deforestation mainly done due to the mining, definitely, because Orissa, these are the states, these are mostly the mineral prone state. Okay, so mostly the work has been done by here. It will be mining, so mostly the reason will be of land degradation, it will be the mining. Next will be the states like Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, overgrazing processes are going on. So these are the leading reason of degradation of the soil will be the overgrazing. Third point, the main reason for land degradation, state of Punjab and Haryana will be over irrigating. Over irrigating means if in the Punjab and Haryana mostly the lands are very much fertile. I have already speak it about, and mostly the lands are belongs to the plain land. So that is why it is having it is having that type of soil which is very fertile. So 3 to 4 times in a year circulate wise, generally the irrigation process, irrigation means extra water has been supplied to the soil as well as for crop cultivation. Okay, so for that reason only, due to the that reason only the soil has been degrading now these days. Another reason will be the over irrigation. I have told land degradation due to the water logging. Water logging means whenever the water are washed off the things, these are called water logging. And increase of the salinity, these are the alkalinity I have already spoken. So again I am not going to be explaining that. Mineral processing like grinding, limestone, cement industry and calcite, soapstone, ceramic industry generate the huge quantity of dust in the atmosphere. Definitely it is creating a harm to our nature, to our environment. Definitely cement industry, if question to be asked, I think I have given one question that why cement industry is giving harm to the nature. So you will get the example from here also. Okay, acha, now we will go, please go through over there, repeated time I am telling if you have any doubt. Acha, quantity of dust or atmosphere, the it retreats, the process of infiltration water into the soil and after settle down of the land. Acha, some cases what is doing, some cases it is settled down on the land with the help of the water, it has been diluted and it has been settled down on the land. So that is why the over the surface there will be a layer of that particular type of impurities. So that is why lands are losing its what I will tell, lands are losing its fertility. Okay, next we will tell about the soil as a resource. I think this diagram you have done it previously, class 8 soil chapter, you have learned it very nicely. Then also I am telling you there are 3 types of soil. Soil is the most important renewable natural resources. In this medium, plant growth and supports different types of living organism on it, and we can use the soil in a different purposes that I will not go in detail. But here you can able to see in the picture, also in the book, the topsoil, subsoil, substratum and also bedrock or unweathered parent or bedrock has been given. Okay, so these are the 4 layers are there, and another part if you'll add here, humus layer. Humus layer will be the above one. I think class 8 also you have written. Humus will be top layer. Humus means the rotting part of the plants and animal, decomposed part, which is mostly settled on the ground surface. Then first layer of coming will be, it's called as the topsoil or topsoil, top layer of the soil. The color will be different in different or upper part of the soil, it can be said. Next I will come, if I'll do the soil profile like this way, this will come. Next will be subsoil. Subsoil, the particles are little bit bigger than the upper one. Okay, and then will be coming the substratum or weathered parent rock material, means up to this level, up to this substratum, weathering processes are going on. Okay, after that there will be no weathering process. Weathering process are that whenever due to the weathering elements, if the rocks has been decomposed, means they has been departed from each other, it has been broken into parts, it's called as the weathering process. Okay, so and another will be, we are getting, that will be of the unweathered bedrock. Unweathered means the here up to this layer the weathering process cannot be work. Okay, so that is why it has been called unweathered rock or bedrock or parent rock. Parent rock means from where the soil has been getting birth. We are having parent, like we are having mother and father, you also having mother and father, from them you have got the birth. So we here also the soil has been taken back from this parent rock. Okay children, so now we will move on next topic, that will be of classification of soils. Okay, acha, soil, particularly first in the starting line in a book it has been written that it's a renewable resources. Yes, it is a renewable resources, but it takes millions of years to make a thick layer of the soil, thick layer of the 1 inch, if 1 inch thick layer to be made. So it takes around millions of years. Okay, so that is why it's a very slow process. Generally we are not waiting for that. It takes millions of years from soil up to the few centimeter depth, relief, parent rock, bedrock, climate, vegetation, other forms of lifetime and life and time. These are the important factors. I think these factors you know it very much well. And what are the various forces, natural forces like changes of temperature, activities of decompositors, wind. These are the agents which is generally doing the weathering process. Okay, that has been added, and erosion process is also going on the basis of the factors responsible for soil formation: color, thickness, texture. Texture is that whenever we are telling that the pattern of the soil will be called the texture. Okay, pattern will be, it can be the particles, how many particles are there inside the soil, that how much amount it is present, that is called the particles according to particles. Or texture. Age means how much older the soil layers will be. Chemical, physical properties, the soil of India can be classified into different types. Now we will learn about in detail the soils of India. Okay, now I will tell you the classification of soils. India has varied relief features, landforms, climate, reliefs, vegetation types. These are the responsible factor which is giving impact. So please, if you want to write, if you want to note it down, if I'll ask you what are the main reason for responsible for the different type of soil in different parts of India. So you should write down this, and you have to explain it, write it. First and foremost important soil that has been seen dominatingly around 60% of India, it will be the alluvial soil. Alluvial soil, this is, please, I am reading out, so that is why it will be clear to you also. If difficult words will come, it will be clear to you. This is the most widely spread the important soil. In fact, the entire northern parts I have already said, whatever the mostly the basins of Ganga, whatever the states are there, mostly the UP, Uttarakhand, that West Bengal some parts, Bihar some parts, Madhya Pradesh some portions are coming under within this alluvial soil, and the northern plains are made of alluvial soil. These have been deposited by the three important Himalayan river interplay. Three rivers has been made this. I think you have learned already in class 9 that how it has been interplayed. Ganga, Brahmaputra, Yamuna. Sorry, Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra. These are the three rivers. Okay, these soils are also extended Rajasthan, Gujarat through narrow corridor. Alluvial soil is also found in the eastern coast, particularly in the deltas of Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. Okay, so deltas are the region wherever mostly has been seen this type of northern plains. Little bit, if you do the map, that you can see the little bit portions are also little patches are there, which has been the delta portion has been coming under in the alluvial soil. Okay, now I will tell you the alluvial soil consists of various properties of sand, silt. I've told about the texture. Texture is consist of the three things. One will be sand, another will be silt, another will be clay. Okay, so the amounts are different, so according to that the texture has been different. Okay, the alluvial soil consists of various properties of sand, silt, clay. As we move inland towards the river valleys, soil particles appear some bigger in size. Okay, if will inland water bodies, if will go for the valleys, so the soil particles are little bit bigger in size. In the upper reaches the river valley, the nearer the place of the break of slopes, the soils are coarse. Okay, so whenever the break prone region, wherever the soil has been broken into different parts, that places are little bit coarser, means water has been moved from one place to another, one layer to another layer of the soil very fast. Okay, soils are coarse. Such soils are more common in the Piedmont plains, such as Dewars, Chos, Tarai. These are the places. Okay, Dewars, these are the places. So please underline that. Tarai, Dewars mostly, Dewars are located in New Jalpaiguri, that only, and Chos. Apart in the size of their grains or composition, soil also distributed according to their age, on the basis of their age. Okay, so these I have been told about the particle size. One will be very nice, another will be little bit bigger. Okay, and now we will identify the next part. It will be according to the age of the alluvial plains. Okay, age of the alluvial plains. According to the age of the alluvial plains are classified into old alluvium, Bhangar, and new alluvium, Khadar. The Bhangar soil has been higher concentration of kankar. Kankar means the bigger sizes particle. Kakars, morams we have now, that is the example of kankars. Okay, and more particles are also there, more different types. Kankar nodules. Nodules means a bigger in size. These are called nodules. Then the khadar. Khadar are fine particles. It has been made for. If I will ask for what are the difference between khadar and bhangar, you have to write it down. One will be older one, khadar will be newer one. Bhangar particles are mostly belongs to kankar and nodules, and the khadar particles are more finer. Okay, now I will come to, it has more fine particles and it is more fertile. And third point, what you will tell, the khadar part will be more fertile than the bhangar. Bhangar is less fertile, khadar is more fertile. So 3 points I have already said, I think, which is enough for 3 marks. Okay, so that has to be written very nicely in the copy. Another, next, these are inside question. Alluvial soils are very fertile. Mostly these soils contain adequate proportion of potash, phosphoric acid and lime. Means the particle, whatever the particles are there, whatever the compositions are there, these are very nicely present in that soil. That is why it is very fertile and suitable for mostly for the crops. Ideal for growth of the sugar cane. What are they? Sugar cane, paddy means the rice. wheat and other cereal and pulses crops. Okay, these are suitable for all these type of crops. Please underline that what is suitable for. One more question can be coming. Due to the high fertility, religion of alluvial soils are intensively cultivated and densely populated. Due to its cultivation, definitely it has to be densely populated, because mostly the people of India has been dependent on agriculture, as well as that countries transportation system, they like the plain land. Definitely it will also to be a reason. Another reason will be the climate will be very much nice, rainfall will be proper, as well as people are likes to settle down in the plain land. Okay, so these are the main reason of this why it is densely populated, these alluvial soil prone areas. Intensely cultivated densely populated soils in the drier areas are more alkaline. Soil in the dry areas alkaline, I have already said. The clay contents are more present, so these are the areas are alkaline and can be productive after proper treatment and irrigation. Means it has been dry. Once it has been dried up, now there are big type of scars means the it has been broken into different parts. Okay, so that is why if it has been properly irrigated, means water supply to be there and proper treatment will be there properly. It has to be what I will tell you, the fertilizers to be put, so it can be cultivable. Okay, so now I will come with the second type of dominating type of soil. It will be a black soil. Mostly black soil has been seen in the Deccan Plateau regions, the southern part of our India. Color will be black. Why it will be black? Because I will tell you. I am reading it. These soils are black in color, are also called as regur. Regur in local language it has been called as regur soil. Why I am telling you, black soil is ideal for growing cotton, and it is also called as, because dominatingly one crop has been cultivated, it will be the cotton, so that is why it has been also called as black cotton soil. It is believed that climatic condition along with the parent rock material are the important factors for formation of black soil. How I will tell you that, I think everybody has been knowing that Deccan Plateau mostly it's a part of Gondwana land, and it's a part of Gondwana land which is located in India, and after so many years it has been decomposed due to the different weatheric element, and that is why it has been whatever the soil is coming, which is the lava color, inside of the lava colors is black in color, regur, that is why it is called the regur. So that is why the color of the soil is also to be whenever lava are getting means whenever lava comes to the earth's surface and it is dries up, it is become cold and calm, so that time the color of that lava will be blackish in color, and after that due to the different weatheric elements, that rock has been totally been decomposed, and it has been what has been done, it has been the soil formation process has been done, so that is why the parent rock color is black, that is why the soil color is also to be black. Okay, that is why it has been called the black soil. This type of soil typical in the Deccan trap it has been called because the shape of the land is generally in the staircase we have seen now. In the Italian language, the trap means the staircases. Okay, mostly the dominating type of rocks will be basalt region spread in northwest Deccan Plateau. It is made up of lava flows. They covered plateaus of Maharashtra, Saurashtra means Gujarat, if you want to put you can, or Gujarat, both are correct. Malwa Plateau you have already been pointed in class 9. Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and extended of south east direction along the Godavari and Krishna valley. Some parts are also present in Orissa also. Okay, so these black soils are made up of extremely fine clayey material. They are very well known for their capability and hold the moisture, which is fine quality of the soil is there now. They are very much compact, and which is holding the water very nicely. I think every children you have already seen that different type of paddy land. If you see the paddy cultivable land, rice cultivable land there. In the whenever the after showing, after putting the plant sheet, after showing, or the plant sheet has been put, that small plant has been put, now after that there will be sufficient amount of water has to be kept on the that particular type of land. Okay, so it is why it is holding the land, holding the water, the soil, because the clay amount and very fine particles are present over there, that is why. And this soil is very rich in nutrients such as calcium carbonate, magnesium, potash, lime. Children, if the questions are coming, if for each and every soil what are the properties of that, so you should write down in the point wise, whatever the points are there, mainly you have to write down that only. You can add this point also. They develop deep cracks during the weather, hot weather, and which helps to the proper aeration of the soil. Aeration of the soil means properly the aeration of the soil means it has been parts broken parts, it has been seen. Okay, these soils are sticky whenever it is become wet and difficult to work unless tried immediately after the first shower during the pre-monsoon period. Whenever first shower means first rainfall has been happening, at that time only it is becoming, after one rainfall it is become very hard to cultivate, right? Because it's getting the moisture and it will become very sticky only. So I think a red and yellow soil up to here today I will do. Third type of soil whichever seen in India, that will be red and yellow soil. Red soil develops on the crystalline igneous rock areas of rainfall in the eastern and southern parts of Deccan Plateau. Eastern and southern parts of the Deccan Plateau, it has been seen. Location is very much important. Please learn the locations properly. Yellow and red soil also found in the parts of Orissa, Chhattisgarh, southern parts of Middle Ganga plain, along with the Piedmont zone. Piedmont zone means the upper portion of the mountains are called Piedmont zone of the Western Ghats. These soils develop a reddish in color due to the diffusion of iron in the crystalline. Acha, Orissa is, we are also having that iron container in the soil, so that is why generally it is becoming red in color. So that is why it has been called as a red soil. And metamorphic rocks also it has been originated from. It looks yellow when it occurs to hydrated form. Acha. Whenever this type of red soil become hydrated means water has been added with it, so it will be looks like the yellow color. Okay, so these are the properties of red and yellow soil. Laterite soil I will do in the next video, children. So before the ending the video, I will give some questions, or you have written I think the question. Is that question? Okay, so after the doubt clearing class only, I will next class together I will give some extra questions and inside questions as well as the homework part. Okay, children. And so before ending the session, again I'm reminding you that please don't just ignore it. Please learn it very nicely and see the videos properly, and it will be help you a lot, definitely. And tomorrow I'm coming with my Zoom class, and definitely you have whatever the doubts are there, so you should clarify with me in that class. So stay connected. So, again I'm repeating you, if you have any doubts, so please call me or please connect with me tomorrow. I will clear you every doubt, so please look at the video very nicely. Thank you, children. Thank you so much. Again, good evening.